Hello everyone, Safe Analyst here, hoping to bring you guys a great video for today. In today's video, we're going to be going over a little bit of a market update, kind of where I see things going for Bitcoin, Ethereum, but I'm going to be focusing primarily on those two. So with all that being said, let's dive into it. Let's get started with some Bitcoin action here. Let's take a look at the charts. So one thing I really want to point out here is Bitcoin's looking really well, guys. I mean, since this the depegging of UST here and that crash in June, I mean, we've really rebounded pretty well, especially in when we were at around 20,000. We really had a really good surge up to 23,000. But one thing I do want to point out here is, yes, we've been having these higher highs, higher lows, a very healthy Bitcoin. But I really need to point this out here. For the past month, since we had that big surge up to 24,000, we've been very flat here. And I have this downtrend resistance here going back from, even from from the last previous stages of, even look at this, September. This goes back a while, almost a year, and we really have not been able to really blast through this range. So one thing that's very typical when you're in a very bullish environment, you want a continuance of trend at resistance. And as you can see, we're at these resistance levels, and I've really been hoping to see a continuance of that trend here and really blast through this range, and reach the prices around 20, around 28, 29,000. But we just haven't gotten that quite yet. Another thing I really want to point out is the rejection candles, guys. Take a look. I mean, every time we've reached resistance, rejection candles. And when I say a rejection candle, I don't mean it hit resistance and it gets rejected. I mean, the price gets to a certain level, and as soon as it gets to that resistance level, it erases it. I mean, look at the candles. They close at the bottom of these candles in most instances. So that's what I mean when I say rejection candle. Another thing I want to point out, guys, is the volume, guys. And this is the daily chart here. We're on the daily. The volume, I mean, predominantly red volume bars. Not something typical you want to see in a bullish sentiment. Red volume bars are outweighing these green bars by quite a bit here. So when I take a look at the price action of Bitcoin, I'm taking all of these things into account to really get my personal opinion in it. Now, remember, guys, we are also in a recession. What is the definition of a recession? Consecutive quarters of negative GDP. Now, some may argue that's not the true definition anymore, but if we're just going off of that, we are in a recession right now. And look at look at Bitcoin, look at equities. We're doing very well in a recession. So that's all stuff to add in when you're formulating your opinion when it comes to what price structure is right now. So with all that being said, let's move on to Ethereum, guys. Now, Ethereum's been doing wonders. Since the bottom of June, it's up. Let's take a look here. Since the bottom back here, we are up over 100%. That is mind-boggling to me. Ethereum has been doing very well since the depegging and the next leg here of this market, and it really begs a lot of questions, like, why is this happening? What could be the reason for Ethereum doing so well right now? And obviously a big reason for this is most likely the merge that's happening in September. The merge is scheduled, I believe, for the 16th or the 19th, one of those dates. And usually when there's a big announcement or something very good going to be happening for a project, usually it's a buy the hype, sell the news kind of thing. Now, is that what Ethereum's doing? I obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, that's what's happening, but I want to investigate and see what's going on, and see if that's maybe a possibility here, if it is a buy the hype, sell the news kind of thing. Guys, Glassnode is my favorite resource when it comes to cryptocurrencies. I mean, if you don't know what OnChain Data is, I really suggest you take a look and really deep dive what OnChain Data is. It really gives an insight on what the market is actually doing. It follows the transactions and really gives a thorough investigation of what's going on. So let's take a look at the Glassnode newsletter here. One thing they point out very well here was take a look at the options. So the options markets, not spot, this is options. Options implied volatility smile. We have a very bullish sentiment, very bullish here for the month of September. Now, what else is in the month of September? You got it right, the merge. So that kind of leads me to all this hype is, all these calls are in September. So clearly there's a very bullish sentiment for September. But let's take a look into October, so the month following. We have a relatively flat volatility smile post-merge. So what's going on? I mean, the outlook looks very different moving from September to October, and the only difference is the merge happens in September and there's nothing in October. So with that being said, I mean, options are already showing us people's insight into the markets. So with all this information gathered, it leads me to believe that it is a buy the hype and sell the news event here. Now, guys, mind you, this is cryptocurrency. I mean, you guys see it right here from the volatility smile of September. We have calls all the way up to 10,000. I mean, some of the bigger calls are around 2,400, 2,800, 4,000, 10,000. I mean, very high evaluation, very high numbers for these calls. So it is a lot of bullish sentiment for September. Now, with all that being said, you know, with the Ethereum, in my opinion, being a buy the hype, sell the news event, I want to circle back and just kind of get my concluding thoughts on everything now. You know, with the status of Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's going on. We cannot forget the macro sentiment. We are in a recession right now. We are at record highs of inflation. Not great things you want to hear typically when you hear a bullish sentiment. So with all these things being said, where I'm placing my bets is on the side of caution right now. Guys, I showed you the calls for the month of September and October. We're still in August. So next month, you know, especially with the news of the merge, we could easily see Ethereum go crazy and really hit some high price targets. But I'm on the side of caution, and that's where I'm placing my bets. Do as you like with that information. You know, use it as you'd like. Remember, this is not financial advice. It's strictly for entertainment purposes. But if you like the video, please subscribe. Give me a like. It really helps the channel here. If you guys have recommendations or anything you guys want to hear from me directly, just let me know. With all that being said, have a great day and stay safe. Thank you.